Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. We've got a CoinsKid cruise, and the market's pretty flat, pretty boring at the moment. There's not much volume either. So we're just kind of waiting in the wings, seeing what Bitcoin's going to do. You know, I think personally, looking at it with the confluence of the DXY, we may have another little leg down, but I'm going to show you some key support levels and obviously resistance levels to confirm that the bottom of the correction was on the 1414 right there. But there's a bit of confluence with the DXY of what's doing at the moment. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a retest of the 20-week EMA on the DXY's resistance, and potentially the 20-week EMA for Bitcoin as support. Okay, so let's go through the charts right now. So taking a look at the CBBI, this is like a sentiment indicator. I'll have a look at the fear and greed in a moment, but right now, you know, we're sort of going vertical here, aren't we? I think we peaked out around about 29. We did something very similar here, and then we came back in a big flash crash correction. Pretty similar structure to the 2015 bottom, to be honest with you. Came back in a sharp correction, and we started to go again. So at that point as well, that correction came back, made a higher low, didn't fall under the green zone, and then continued with its uptrend. So at the minute, I do think Bitcoin's in a bull market, but we're looking for the confirmation by obviously just keep holding a series of higher highs, higher lows, you know, obviously in the price action and equally in the CBBI indicator as well. So, you know, like I've said to you, in bull markets, dips are for buying, not necessarily for crying. So I think we're obviously having a correction to support. The minute we lose that support and look bearish, I'll tell you, but the minute we're looking okay. So again, what we've got in the CBI is some kind of little double top just there. We did have some kind of flash crash way back there in March, didn't we? Everyone's really, really bearish, but we never lost a weekly 20, and this is something we need to keep an eye on going forward. But right now, Bitcoin is going through some kind of correction. If we do drop and then come up and make a little high, you know, over a longer period of time, then we're entering a larger correction here, if not some kind of new downtrend, basically using the CBBI as guidance to that. So anyway, we're looking pretty tasty, aren't we? Because you can clearly see when we go dark green here, that's an opportunity, dark green there, opportunity, and the whole way down here, I said to you, the dark green, if you see it go dark green, around there too, that's just a buying opportunity. And so far so good, you know, we're slowly but surely coming up the stairs. Let's dive into the fear and greed index right now. So the fear and greed index at the moment is sitting in neutral, isn't it? Yesterday it was a slight uptick at 54, last week 52. So we're kind of just in the mid-range at the moment. This is a perfect little sweet spot if you're looking for an entry point. You know, in bull markets, when you come back in it, we get a neutral position in the fear and greed, and the sort of the RSI, the stock RSI, and a lot of the levels on the daily time frame reset themselves as well. They're always opportunity. You know, like I've always said, when the RSI is in the floor, you always look to buy more. Okay, and that's basically the mindset of a bull market. You get opportunities now and again for the RSI to come back, to reset, to go again, basically. And people, because you've been so used to the downtrend, they're in disbelief, basically. But anyway, let's dive into the charts right now and see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin and DXY, playing out like an absolute boss at the minute, and we've been riding these waves like an absolute boss, okay? So the CoinsKid community are killing this, because what we've done here, if you remember, I think, you know, from November when we got the breakdown, the top charts are DXY, the bottom charts Bitcoin. When we got the breakdown from November, I did say to you that the DXY is looking for that absolute target, and it came down. And I did say to you at the point, I do think we'll bounce there for the DXY, and it's a good position to take profit out of crypto and things like that. And I think Bitcoin will come in for a correction, you know. Lo and behold, Bitcoin did. It came in for a regular ABC correction, which we nailed. We nailed that bottom to the absolute dollar and cent right there. It was on a trend line, and it was a 1414 fib. Absolute beautiful. So Bitcoin had that irregular ABC correction, in my opinion. It was done. And then what we did here, if you take a look, confluence to the breakdown in the DXY, we ran into the weekly 20 with a big bearish divergence there as well, and then it began to drop. Okay, and at that point, what did Bitcoin do? Put in another impulsive move. So in my opinion, what we've got is an impulsive move for the DXY, corrective. Impulsive move for the DXY, corrective. So at the minute, I'm just, you know, respecting the data, respecting what the DXY and Bitcoin's doing, because what we've got is impulsive move, corrective, impulsive move, corrective. So at the minute, this is correcting and this is correcting, okay? The minute it doesn't, and the minute this begins to come back up and takes out that red line, it's no longer corrective, and it's looking like it's found some kind of structural bottom, and you're coming up and you're looking to pop, basically. And at that point, like I said to you, you're getting back above that yellow line, and this will begin to close below that yellow line, and that's the bearish scenario. So right now, it's not doing that. All it's doing is having some kind of ABC correction as expected, and this having some kind of ABC correction as expected. So last week I did say to you, at this point here, everyone was really bearish, but I'm going to ride a lovely little long up into this resistance just there and take profit at that point. And we've done that, you know. It's been a beautiful little move. Pay yourself as you do. And right now I've gone short with my stop loss on this swing high, because I think we're coming back to fill some of this wick as the DXY come back to support to go again. And this is a scenario we're talking about towards the latter part of last year. So I think the correction, the bottom of this correction, could actually be in by this week, okay? And I think we could be looking quite impulsive for Bitcoin come next week, okay? And again, not got a crystal ball, but it's strikingly similarities playing out for the price action down to the weekly 20 and equally in the RSI. Okay, so the minute it starts to invalidate all this, and you know, we see the DXY busting a move here, coming up, taking out the resistance, then we're no longer looking bullish for Bitcoin. And what we might have here, this might be some kind of local impulsive wave top, and we're going through some kind of prolonged ABC correction right there. Okay, and if we do start to do that, and obviously I'll get the warning signs because we're losing the weekly 20 EMA support for Bitcoin, and we're breaking above the weekly 20 EMA as resistance for the DXY. So at the minute, I'm just respecting the data and I'm relaying that to you. Impulsive, corrective, continuation. Now this top of this wave will be the bottom of this wave before the next impulsive move for Bitcoin. Just like we nailed this top here for the DXY and we nailed this bottom here for Bitcoin. If we do start to do that again, okay, and we look at these levels down here on the weekly 20, we start to come down like this, get some bids down here on the weekly 20, a little flash wick below, just like we did there. As soon as this finds the bottom, it could start to go again, and this finds the top and it starts to roll again, you know, just like it did there. Lower high, there's your high, there's your low, there's your lower high, and you continue basically for a remainder of a year, which is a setup I've been looking at for a very long time. So until it gets invalidated, that's the play at the moment. Okay, so not hopium, not bullshit, it's data, it's technical analysis, and I hope you enjoyed that. But right now I'm just looking for the support on Bitcoin. Personally, I think we might see a little flash crash, some kind of final fifth wave down perhaps. There is a chance that this is the bottom just there, and we'll come back and fill the wick. But I do have some bids on the weekly 20 EMA, roughly 25247. If we do start to lose that as support and start to close down there multiple times, then, you know, think about your position in crypto. I would expect some kind of relief rally, a dead cat bounce at that point though, but I think the damage will actually be done, and I'll keep you updated as best as I can. Okay, so right now I'm actually short on Bybit, and I'll look to close it on this next flash crash. Take care everyone, back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.